We're talking about that disastrous, I don't like calling it a withdrawal, I call it a retreat from Afghanistan, which ended formally on August 31st. The Taliban now back in control in that country 20 years after 9/11. Joining us this morning for more is the Assistant Whip for the House Republican Conference and New York Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis. Congresswoman, good morning. Nice to have you back on.
Good morning.
I saw you earlier this week on Monday. You questioned the Secretary of State remotely, of course. He didn't want to show up in person on Capitol Hill. But he told you that the ability of al-Qaeda and the Taliban to attack the United States has been, quote, dramatically downgraded. Did you believe him?
Absolutely not. And that is why I asked the question, because his first statement out of the gate when testifying that day was that the Taliban says, and they made a commitment to them, that they will not allow Afghanistan to become a base for terrorism again. And I just can't understand how he could make that statement, considering that the Taliban are terrorists themselves and that Haqqani is now one of the cabinet members of the Taliban. And his network is a terrorist organization, and there is, money out for information leading to his arrest by the United States of America. So it was astounding to me that the Secretary of State could stand before Congress and say basically that they're trusting the Taliban to prevent terrorism from once again emerging. What was interesting was the very next day, the CIA and the DIA both said that it was a matter of just 1 to 2 years before al-Qaeda has reemerges in that region and can conduct another attack against the United States of America. So did Secretary Blinken outright lie to me, or is he just clueless? Or are these agencies not talking to each other?
Do you think that he lied to you? Do you think he was lying deliberately?
I don't know whether he lied or whether he just has no idea what he's talking about. The latter could very well be possible, considering how discombobulated the agency was during this process. My office, as well as other congressional offices, reached out to the Department of State for assistance in evacuating American citizens and our Afghan partners who worked alongside the military men and women for years. In one case, they were able to assist me in getting a family that resides in Brooklyn, New York, out. But in other cases, we had to work with some of those veteran groups that were on the ground doing it on their own because the State Department was not. The
State Department is not doing anything. It's a slap in the face to anyone who served or served with us that it's up to these veterans groups. Thank God for them, but they are the ones doing the hard work here. And I want to know what the plan is to get Americans out of that country that want to get back to the U.S. But I'm wondering, after watching this testimony and listening to Blinken for 2 days drone on about the capabilities of the Afghan army, why didn't the Biden administration know more about the capabilities of the Taliban in a military capacity, but also the lack of capability when it comes to that Afghanistan, that Afghan army that Joe Biden touted as this force of 300,000?
Well, as you know, the president was urging the Afghan government to act as if everything was okay and they were stronger than they really were. So perhaps the president, it seems, knew that they were going to fail, but continued to move on because he wanted to complete this withdrawal. The problem is it turned into a complete disaster because it wasn't conditional, as President Trump had suggested it should be. It was not also based on evacuating citizens first prior to the military, and there was a civ process for our allies that was not in place before this withdrawal occurred. So all of that led to what we saw occur. Unfortunately, the tragic death of 13 military men and women. I'll say this: Democrats don't seem as committed as Republicans to getting answers for those families and for the American people, and that to me is absolutely outrageous. We did this hearing, and they tried to blame President Trump, who has clearly said he would have done things differently and laid out those differences. Instead, they wanted to turn a blind eye to the commander-in-chief who was there for the last 9 months. So that, to me, is problematic. And I'll say, lastly, I am concerned about what is occurring there with terrorism reemerging, but also with our open borders. We have to be very vigilant at this time. We just had the 20th anniversary of 9/11. That should be a reminder that we must always be vigilant, and that includes securing our borders.
Congresswoman, I'm 208,000 illegal crossings in August alone. That's a 300% increase over August 2020. 50,000 refugees, many of which were not properly vetted. That is a scary thought, especially when we're in September and we're looking back at 9/11. I totally agree with you there. Thank you so much for joining us. By the way, I enjoy following you on Twitter. I saw your AOC Met Gala tweet a day ago calling her out for the ticket and the dress and all that. Such hypocrisy. This coming from a congresswoman from New York, by the way, AOC, that drives a Tesla. And she did not pay for that ticket, but that was a very good.
You can get one of the Stop the Squad T-shirts on my website.
I know. Something we should all do. Congresswoman Malliotakis, so nice to see you again. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.